You haven't trained swords?
No. So we're gonna do a sword fight on the air, like?
Well, yeah. Sure. Yeah. Why not?
I don't know, just a bunch of clanking it. I don't.
You don't want to hold the blade like that.
Okay.
We're going to all learn a double Molinet into a banderole cut.
Double Molinet.
I'm not doing that's a good idea. I'm not doing a double bolognese into a whatever. I'm not doing that kind of cut. I'm not doing that.
You should do it. I mean, he's here to teach you.
No, I'm not doing a double Molinet cut. I'm not doing
double Molinet into a bend.
I don't think it's even going to make good radio.
It's a double Molinet into a bend.
Yeah, what do you think he brought the sword?
Yes, all right. Yeah, you should show me what you want to do. I think it's
yeah. Just do it again. We'll be
show. It's a radio show. They're not going to hear. So they hear clank, clank, clank.
They sound great. Check that out. That sounds awesome.
I don't want to. No, I'm not doing.
Radio was the first form of entertainment.
It's an important part of the show. What we start the show with, the first 10 minutes of the show, we do comedy or something. We don't do swords. It's ridiculous.
I wanted to ask Cody if he felt there was, since he plays the title character in Almighty Thor, if there was a difference for him playing somebody that's like basically a god, like a superhero, versus playing just like kind of a regular human, non-superhero kind of character.
Yeah, I love the question because I have so much experience playing any character because I'm so new at this business. Thor is really kind of my first breakout starring role, and I've done some small things since then. But my whole idea to play Thor was to make him relatable to human beings, and I think if you're a god, you have to find how to make a god relatable. So I just gave Thor a lot of weaknesses, a lot of obstacles. I made him have to overcome a lot of things. So hopefully that the people who do watch it on Sci-Fi will root Thor on every step of the way.
Sci-Fi is showing a little bit of a feeder film of you fighting with two swords. And I know it's difficult to train with one sword in the amount of time that you had to train.
Not for Cody.
And somebody handed you a second sword and decided, hey, it'd be a great idea suddenly?
Actually, Cody had that idea.
Really?
Yeah, he came to me one day and went, "Can I use two swords?" And I went, "No."
we were planning this whole fight out. It was one of the things that was thrown in at the last second, and how we found time, I don't know. We really didn't,
yeah,
and
we did.
I didn't really get the opportunity to really practice choreography, and I kept getting frustrated because wielding one sword, let alone two, takes so much technique. Just like playing basketball, you have to understand the fundamentals to be great, and. So I kept getting frustrated with myself because I wanted to rush it. And Dan pulled me to the side, actually. And he's like, dude, you got this down. You've been practicing. You got this. Usually, like, you had 6 months with...
with Robin Williams for Hook. Yeah, we had 6 months.
6 months. And how much did you have for Russell Crowe?
Well, Russell was... I was sent personally to Australia for 3 weeks to...
what a drag.
Yeah. It's such an awful job. I get flown all over the world.
Yeah. And we had 1 week.
Yeah, we had a week. That was it. And we had a week to try and fit in everything else that you were doing too. So it was,
and on top of that, every time we would get done with shooting and I was driving back home, I would kind of visualize the next day's shoot. We kind of knew what was going to happen, and I was just seeing this sword fight, and I saw Thor. Well, I saw myself wielding dual swords, and so I called Dan right there when I was driving home. I said, Dan, I got this great idea. I want to do this. He's like, okay, we'll practice. Because we're so far behind on schedule, we're shooting with 2 units after day 3 the whole way. And we literally had no time except for like 5 minutes I took for my lunch to practice with Jason to get that sword fight down. And you can actually watch that sword fight on sci-fi.com. It's a 2.5-minute clip.
Cool.
And it's so cool. It turned out really good.
I think it really is, and I think you're going to be proud of it when. Well, you are proud of it, but I think you're going to even be more proud when you see the response to it, because it's a great-looking sword fight. We were very lucky we had a stunt guy, Jason Medbury, come in who was able to work with the two swords. And but I just got to hand it to you, Cody. I mean, you'd been training, and the way I train is I work both people's hands. I want them to work right and left to keep the body even. But Cody called me up, just like you said. He called me up and said, "Look, could I do a sword fight with two swords?" And I thought about it, and I went, yeah, let's try it. Let's go for it. And we were able to get the stunt guy in at just the right time. We had, I mean, do we even have 5 minutes to rehearse it? I don't know. We had very little time. We kind of worked through the beginning of it before we got rolling on that day at like 5 a.m. And then that was it. We had to shoot it late in the day.
Question to Dan: what advice do you have to getting into stunt work?
Wow. Yeah. That's the $64 million question, isn't it? You know, if you're not born into it, I mean, all I can say is from my personal experience. I came to L.A. 25 years ago, and I actually was not trying to get into stunts. I am a fanatic about doing sword fights, and it just happens that sword fights is considered a branch of stunts. But if you're athletic, do you do sports?
I've done a lot of fighting, both.
Fighting.
Both above the board.
You mean like Saturday night beating people up? Are you a martial artist?
I know Kali and Eskrima. I don't know a lot of sword fights. I know a lot of large knife fighting, like Bowie knife.
Well, yeah, sword fighting is basically
a
a big knife. But you've done some Kali work. Okay, that's good. So you've got a martial arts background. The thing is, what a lot of people have trouble with in stunts is that most of stunt work is making other people look good. So you don't always get to do your best moves. You have to teach other people moves that make them look good killing you. And that really is, and some people have a little trouble with that. But I mean, I kind of enjoy it. I think I die really well. We teach people how to fight for the screen, how to fight on screen, big screen, small screen. We will teach people how to fight on stage too, if you want. And we work out of the Swords Fencing Studio in Burbank.
That address again?
2115 North Glen Oaks Boulevard, the Swords Fencing Studio. But you can go online and find us at theatricalcombat.com.
All right.
That's our website. My wife and I actually started doing this 25 years ago. We started teaching people in a park on La Cienega. My wife, actually, Jan Bryant, is one of the only female sword masters in the entire film industry.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I read that you guys have a kind of unique way of teaching people. Is that true?
We do because Jan's background was dance, and she actually taught ballet. So she has this whole choreographic sense and of working with the human body and of what makes a line look correct. And it's the same thing in dance as in sword fighting. It's what makes a line look right, what makes a line look wrong. So we melded that together when we got together. And we actually had to. It's kind of a funny story. We met at a theater company. We had to teach a class without ever having worked together.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, we got together that night, and the next day we were. Oh, not like that.
Whose idea was that?
No, it was the second night.
High five him for me.
So whose idea was that? You're like, we should probably get together and talk about this.
Oh, that was hers.
Oh, okay.
Of
Nice.
course. Yeah, I'm totally innocent there.
Oh, okay.
I'm blushing.
Yeah, they compare Thor to Almighty Thor, and they sort of do a point-by-point comparison, like which movie got it right.
Where's this article from?
It's a UK site, but it's a really popular site, and it says like Thor versus Almighty Thor, and it says is Kenneth Branagh's Thor going to be the greatest film this year or not, or could it be even the worst Thor film? And so then it compares.
Scary.
It compares to Asgard, where you have the beautiful $50 million budgeted post-production visual effects, compared to the 3 weeks we had for our visual effects.
Right. Did they have even 3 weeks?
Yeah,
Wow.
they did.
That's longer than it took to shoot that.
They needed at least 3 months. Yeah, they actually had a week longer than we shot the entire film in production. So
Whole
we
film
had
in
12
2
days.
weeks.
12 days.
Wow. Yeah.
Almost impossible to do that. You're not able to put up your best work when that happens.
Yeah,
you know?
not
So
really.
everybody's under so much pressure.
It's tough. Yeah.
The director, the cinematographer, even the actor.
Mm-hmm.
It compared and it was just completely degrading Almighty Thor. It was funny. Like it'd say Asgard, beautiful picture, and then a 16-bit graphic from like Paint on on Windows, and then it compared Thor's hammer to my Uzi.
Yeah.
Which if you watch the film, you understand why Thor has an Uzi. It's actually
Sure.
pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why
Is it
can't
good?
the God of Thunder pick up an Uzi? I mean,
You can in our films.
It's kinda
We have
hammer-shaped.
creative.
Yeah.
We have
It is hammer
it
shaped.
shoots lightning.
We
right?
don't have
Yeah.
50 years
It
of
does.
comic books to retain tradition. We can kind of do whatever you want. So when you watch
Yeah.
our film, you don't know what's happening.
That's
You don't
right.
know
That's
what's
right.
coming.
Well, we didn't know
Thor
what was happening. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
It's very true. We didn't know what was going on either. Since I didn't get a
Sometimes,
full script until like day 5.
So are you having a premiere party or anything?
There needs to be a night before screening.
Well, actually, we are. Sci-Fi's asked me to tweet during the world premiere.
Oh,
so
right.
I'll be
Oh.
tweeting under the hashtag Almighty Thor. So if you want to tweet with me, you can hashtag Almighty Thor, and then I will respond to your comments. This sucks. Awesome. Glad you're watching.
Gotcha.
We can go, wow, you're so good looking. Thank you so much.
They're all going to say that because he is a very good-looking man.
Yeah.
You're a great-looking man.
The ghost knows.
All the drops tonight have been Steve haunting us.
Man, he's doing it.
Yeah.
But so that means if you're hashtagging from that means the party's everywhere, right?
True.
It's not just
Exactly.
The premiere party can be in your own home.
I'm doing a virtual premiere party.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Facebook.com/TheCodyDeal.
It's a first.
I have 330 winners
Yeah.
Nice.
attending the virtual premiere.
I'm going to be there.
And you
Nice.
save on catering.
I think the reason I kill is my father. He didn't approve of me. My father was always telling me, you know,
So
son...
hold on. Why are you getting into this exposition now? I mean, it seems really late in the story.
I know. I hate exposition too.
Well, then why are you saying it now?
I don't know. I'm not the writer.
Well, someone should have caught it. What?
Well, now I'm not in the mood.
I'm sorry, I can do this again.
Would you? That'd be great.
Yeah.